Jennifer with Iwantyoucos, Colorado Springs, bringing you video interviews of local business owners and professionals. So tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. It's great to be here. I love what you're doing with I Want You, Colorado Springs. It's a great way to engage the business community. My name is Mark Bittle. I own ConnectionMark, which is a strategic business planning and marketing firm here in Colorado Springs.
And so, what made you start your own business doing that?
How direct do you want me to be? I was tired of seeing salespeople go out, sell a solution that they didn't know how to execute.
Right.
And in my various roles, I saw a lot of those people. So with my background, volunteering my time at the Small Business Development Center, working with people like you and so many other amazing small to medium-sized businesses, I decided that I'd put together a workbook. The workbook asks a ton of questions, and we get to the bottom of it. Who you are, what you do, how you can help, and we help our clients develop a communication strategy.
Now, one of the things you do is help businesses develop a business plan as well, correct?
That's exactly what I do, yes.
Okay. So the way I met Mark was through the SBDC Leading Edge course, which is an 8-week course put on through our local SBDC, and which was phenomenal.
Thank you.
It really makes you dig deep into your business and think about things that you hadn't thought about, or like kind of focus in on things, right? So there are a lot of people in our class that like the concrete guy, for instance.
Yep.
You know, when we first started, you know, we were supposed to do a 30-second elevator pitch, right? I think I was the only one that had it. And most people, you know, I would say at least half the class, you know, they would take minutes, like 5 minutes, trying to explain what they did. And unfortunately, when you're in a networking situation or you're meeting somebody for the first time, you know, we're excited about what we do.
Exactly.
Right? But then when you're trying to explain it to other people, they're like, they get that glazed over look like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, I remember one of my friends in Florida, I was telling her about my process, and afterwards she's like, you know what? You telling me that just made me forget my great aunt's name, because you just took up that brain space. so I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess maybe I shouldn't nerd out on engraving. So, you know, I think it's important to have, you know, a community in a sense of people like that you can figure out ways to hone in on how to best present your business.
That's exactly it. And as I explained in the class throughout, probably every week throughout the 8 weeks, people don't care about who you are or what you know anymore. They care about who they know when they need the services that the business owners provides. Mm-hmm. So what is that one thing that's going to differentiate you from all of your other competitors? Because personally, I don't want to be known as the best at what I do. I want to be known as the only one that does what I do.
That's a good point, you know, because you don't want people to be like, oh, well, I know 5 people who do this. Which one is available right now at the best price?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That you want them to only think about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us more about like the ways that you help businesses and stuff.
I've been a business owner for the past 22 years. I've owned 7 different businesses. I've inadvertently started 12 or 13 different businesses. And I believe in helping other people. The more people that I can help get what they want, the more that I'll accomplish what I want. Mm-hmm. So the first, I take 4 steps to help businesses understand who they are. We go through an assessment. We help them develop a strategic business and marketing plan, basically a communication strategy, but what sells, right?
Okay.
And then they're already executing their business, but what are they doing to optimize their business? At the end of the day, what I've learned in the 29 different industries that I've been in is when people go to the hardware store, they go and they want to buy a 1/4-inch drill bit, but most people think they want a 1/4-inch hole. Well, let's be real. They want results.
Right.
They want an office, they want a house, they want a conference table so they can communicate. At the end of the day, when we go out and we sell something to other people, they want results of what we can provide them.
Right.
And that's what I love about what you do with the engraving. You know, coming to class that day and providing me a gift of my own personal coffee cup that's laser engraved was awesome. And it's on my desk at home and or in my office, and people are they ask about it all the time.
Right.
So I hand out cards.
I mean, that's the thing about, I think, having personalized items too, just for, plug for me. But, once you have something that is personalized like that, you want to use it all the time because it's yours. It's special.
Exactly.
And so that's what I tend to tell people about, why go with me. It's because you look like a rock star when you're giving it as a gift. And then you're always going to be remembered as that person who gave an awesome gift because they're using it all the time.
Right. And what I love about your business is the quality of work.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to cut corners, and you are going to make sure that it's perfect before it even arrives at the door.
Yeah, I'm very picky when it comes to stuff like that. But I feel like you have to be because there's so many people, and I was just talking to somebody else that I interviewed about this. There's so many people who cut corners, and that's almost like what our society has come to. Everything's fast, everything's convenient, everything's, as cheap as possible, and that's not necessarily, it's truly not the best way to be, because you're gonna feel the repercussions in some fashion.
Yep.
So yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about SBDC?
I would love to talk about the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. Let me back up. Before I moved to Colorado Springs, I lived in Des Moines, Iowa. I owned a mortgage company and several other financial companies. And I was good at networking. I was involved with the Association of Mortgage Brokers on the local, state, and national level. Moved to Colorado Springs, I didn't know a single person. So strategically, I had to figure out where I was going to go getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
And the Small Business Development Center was one of those places. I love teaching, I love speaking, and I love sharing my stories, which you probably learned more about me than you ever cared to.
Right.
But so do all of the participants that go through my workshops. The Small Business Development Center has more resources that are low cost or no cost for small, medium, and existing businesses to show up and get access to marketing, insurance, web developers, attorneys, accountants, CPAs, marketing, public relations. Who am I missing? Everything.
Tons. Yeah, just about anything. Now, I will say as a side note to that is that I talked to a girl who started a food truck. And I guess they partnered her with a fast food chain guy. Unfortunately, that wasn't a great fit. And she didn't reach out to the SBDC people to let them know, hey, that didn't turn out how I wanted it. So I want to make sure that I also say, don't let that happen. Things can happen. Maybe you're not a good fit with one of the counselors. I mean, it's a free service, but give that feedback. I think that's imperative. People don't give feedback because they're afraid. Right? They're afraid of oh no, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But no, we can't learn or grow unless we have that feedback. So I encouraged her to go back, and say, hey, listen, this is what happened. I would still like to meet with somebody, maybe a different thing, maybe marketing or something like that. But to always, there's a ton of people.
And that's the beauty of the Small Business Development Center. Being a certified business consultant through the SBDC network and certified next level instructor, what I love about it is you're not paired with one person the entire time. You meet with one person for an hour, they give you, ask you questions and give you feedback, and then you can be paired with other people throughout the network and throughout the office. So the resources available are tremendous. Yeah. It's one of those best kept secrets that in the consulting world, I still recommend the SBDC because I don't know all the answers. It may come as a surprise, but there are a lot of smart people out there that want to help you.
It was amazing because with the course, I was supposed to meet with at least 5 hours. Yep. And you guys had before class sessions, so I could get some of that. But then I also met with a marketing person. I met with somebody that talked to me about the process of being able to try to get government contracts, and which I have not even started on that bad because it's really intense. But there is such a wide variety of people that you can meet with that I just think everybody who has a business should go through at least some of the classes or meet with some of the people.
And even sign up for the workshops. Yeah. You don't have to dive in with both feet. Right. You can go to a workshop. This month, at the end of this month, we're doing business plan in a day. Next month, we're doing business model canvas. And that gives you a great shot of adrenaline to say, what am I comfortable with in my business and what am I not comfortable with? And where can I get the resources that I need to move forward?
And one of the big things that I think that business owners don't realize is that we've got such a huge source of information on the databases on the library system. And Terry Zarsky was such a huge, like, oh my God, such a wealth of information. So, you know, her classes, yeah, make sure, like, you almost want to just videotape it so you can keep going back and forth. But the El Paso Library,
Pikes Peak Library is.
Yeah, so we as a community have this databases full of information that
Millions
you can,
of dollars.
Yeah, that you can fully access. And once you know how to use it, if you have a library card, you can just go online and do it all at home. But you can find, like if I had a brick and mortar, you know, I could say I want to focus in on a 5-mile radius of my store that, you know, women over the age of 30 making between 75 and 150,000, have 2 kids.
I love it. You're talking like you went through a business planning course.
And, you know, I mean, just all this stuff, like you can super narrow it down. And if you, I mean, it's kind of scary, guys, but if you pay with a credit card and you spend over the national average on certain things, it tells me as a person who's looking you up that you've done that. Right. So if I wanted people who spent more on alcoholic beverages than the national average, you know, then, and that's who I want to target, then it will narrow that down for me. I mean, it's phenomenal and it's scary, of course, but, you know, for a business person, I feel like you need to know, like, that is imperative, that if you want to do direct marketing sales or, you know, trying to capture those people, that you need to find out more about that resource.
Exactly. So to put that even into larger perspective, one of the clients that I'm working with went through the same process that you did. A ton of questions, a lot of information, a lot of where do I go now, but action items that they could put together. Went through the library district, and I recommend anyone go to the Minding Your Business class at the Pikes Peak Library District, taught by the business librarians, many times Terry Zarsky, huge asset for our community. Dublin and Academy, okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. Business Decision said that within a 5-mile radius, 217,000 people live there. Within a 5-mile radius, there are about 72,000 vehicles that are in that area. And that intersection, 62,778 vehicles pass through Dublin and Academy each day.
Wow.
Now, if you're a retail organization and you're putting up signage, mm-hmm. do you want to spend low, medium, or high to get visibility for that neighborhood and those that pass by? Right. That's the type of stuff that really is.
And if you don't do your homework, you can get completely screwed over, because didn't you have somebody who was up north or something that had decided that they wanted to put their business there, they didn't do their homework appropriately, and then they weren't getting the business they thought because they realized later that they had competition.
Yep. No, it happens all the time.
Yeah, and it's like you do a general search and you're like, oh yeah, there's nobody who does this, and then you're like, oh wait, that's not right, you know, and so it really sucks.
Yep.
I mean, before you invest thousands or millions of dollars into, you know, a property, you know, I think it's one of those imperative things that you really need to do.
Can I give another example?
Yeah.
So I'm working with another client, residential remodeling, and going through Reference USA, going through the database, found out their NAICS code, mm-hmm. found out anyone who uses that code, there's 483 competitors in Greater Colorado Springs area. Mm-hmm. The primary NAICS code, there's 223, and I found out that by the revenue on those databases, my client ranks 21st out of the primaries and 63 out of all 483.
That's really good, right?
That's great information to have.
Yeah.
So they're in the top 10%.
Yeah.
And when we're crafting a marketing message,
yeah.
how can we get that and share that with?
Now, most of you guys out there are not going to know what those codes mean, but for us business owners,
exactly.
It's stuff that we use to basically say to the government what we do. Which mine is super tricky. Mine is just a giant pain in the ass, but you know, whatever.
And then mine, you know, I like to call myself a certified resultant. Well, yeah. I'm the first of many,
right.
You know?
Right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience?
I think this is great, and it's been so wonderful getting to know you, getting to know about your business, Glass Blasted.
Very good. High five.
Yeah. Sorry, I tripped over my teeth on that one. But it was so nice to see as you grew throughout the process, this project came
Yeah.
out of it. You spent time up in Denver, and it's been great just going back and forth and seeing you grow and blossom and your business grow.
Yeah,
So
it's exciting. I love being able to, like, one of your things is that you want to be a resource, you know, and that's what I want this to be. And, you know, I look at it as an abundance thing, right? So, you know, I give back and I'll get back, you know,
Yep.
and so it's my, you know, unfortunately I don't have money to be able to give for social causes, but I can give my time, and honestly, time is more valuable than money.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, so I love doing it, and I love being able to meet and interview people like you and, you know, promote them and get their word out there.
Yeah, so I encourage all of you, go to glassblasted.com, check out what Jennifer's doing, the amazing work that she does. It's great for gifts, it's great for realtors, it's great.
Yeah, it's for anybody.
It's for anyone, but it's gifts.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's memorable gifts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as always, I Want You Colorado Springs is sponsored by glassblasted.com, where you can get all your custom and personalized engraved needs. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.